Okay, it's time for another product unboxing and review. This is a little thing I just ordered from a company called EachBuyer. There'll be a link to the product page in the description of this video. It's a miniature LED scrolling message board. It's actually, I believe, intended to be worn as a badge. So let's have a look and see what we get in the box. There's the message board itself. It has 3 little buttons on the back. There's a battery hatch there. I assume there's some sort of lithium coin cell in there. Not terribly easy to open. Oh no, there we go. Let's have a look. That's a CR2032, which is a very common battery size, so there won't be any trouble replacing that. Oh, it's just switched itself on. I'll turn that off because I don't want to spoil the surprise. Let's have a look. I think this is a magnetic catch on the back here. Let's just test that with a bit of metal. Yeah, there's some sort of magnetic catch there. I think that actually might come off. Let's have a look. Yeah, so there's a couple of magnets on a metal plate, so that can be worn on a garment just by pinning in place with that thing. So there's a hole of some sort there. I don't know if that's a socket for something or if that's just for ventilation. 3 little buttons, magnet catch, and this array of LEDs on the front here, and an instruction manual sheet. Okay, which looks like it's fairly well written. I'll now just have to have a quick read through this, and then I'll come back and we'll have a look and see what the thing can do. But just before we start, just take the protective film off the front so it looks a bit nicer, and we'll just switch it on, and it says welcome. LED display. Quite nice and bright and quite clear. So I'm just going to read the instructions and work out how to program this, and then we'll come back and talk a bit more about it. Okay, I've had a little read up on the instructions, and as you can probably imagine, programming this thing is a bit of an art form, because there are only 3 buttons there, and obviously you've got to be able to control the whole thing with 3 buttons, but there are various modes. So there's this switch mode, which basically enables you to switch between one of 6 different memory slots, so you can have 6 different messages programmed into here. You can input into the selected slot, you can change the speed of scroll, you can change the luminance of the LEDs, you can change the slot that you're programming. So let's just program the first slot, input. Okay, so we're going to input the letter A and select it, and then we'll go for a T. Okay, I'll press enter again to get a space. Okay, now I've finished entering that, so what do I do to finish, to finalise the okay, oh, it's already just finalised it for me, so there we go. So that's now programmed with my custom message. Right, so let's just have a quick look at some of the other options we've got. So speed, we can change the scroll speed. So let's put it up to 8 and see what that's like. Oh, too fast to read. Okay, that's interesting. Let's change it back then. Let's go back down to, I don't know, 6. That's actually quite a nice readable speed. And what else have we got? Luminance. Well, let's set it right down to 1 and see what it's like on level 1. Okay, and I imagine that probably saves the batteries. So there we go. So in conclusion, I think that's actually a really cool little gadget. I'm really pleased with that. It's nice and bright, it looks good, it's compact, it's not too heavy, and that would be quite comfortable to wear as a geeky name badge if you're going to a conference or something like that. The magnet's nice and strong, so it's not going to fall off your clothing. The only criticism I think I'd probably have is that the programming's a bit of a pain with these 3 buttons, but actually after a very short while you do get used to it. It's no more difficult than programming a digital watch or something like that. The instructions are actually very well written, which is a delight. And there you go. It wasn't a very expensive product, and I'm actually quite pleased with it. So there we go. A really cool little gadget. Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to see more of the same, why not click here to subscribe? Alternatively, click here to visit my channel. Or you could click here to visit the Atomic Shrimp website.